Ooh, holy moly. How's it going? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan, and this is another my musical origins kind of video. This is how to get things going in a band and how to kind of be a cooperative, productive member in a band. So in the last video you saw was how to find band members and acquire people for your band. Now, once you get said band and you get said members, now it's time to work together as a team. Now it's time to actually start working on music, jamming together, and I don't know, figuring out how well you gel. Most people, I'm not one of them by the way, but most people already have a good, 5 to 10 covers that they know how to play in the genre they're looking to create. So, most of the time, people can get together and be like, hey, I know this, this, and this, and this song. What songs of those do you know? And for the most part, if you're lucky, you'll have one or two songs in common that you've already practiced and know how to play. From there, you just practice. You see how it goes, see how you bounce off of each other. If you're a guitarist, you see how well the drummer, can keep up to your pace. And actually, that's vice versa. If you're a drummer, you figure out how the guitarist can keep up to your pace, because the drummer is the one keeping the time. The guitarist is the one supposed to be paying attention to the time being kept. If you're a bass player, while these covers are going on, hopefully you've also learned these songs, and if not, get to practicing. Because the last person anyone needs in a band is an inept bass player or an unmotivated bass player. Because the bass player is the glue between the guitarist and the drummer. You need to fill in what the guitarist isn't laying down rhythm-wise or note-wise, and you also need to fill in where the drummer isn't playing beat-wise. So basically, you're going to be following the kick drum and adding in the extra notes that the guitarist isn't quite putting in there for the low percussion section and the low end. And you're going to need to know the songs. You're going to need to be a team player and actually get in there. As many bass player jokes as there is, it's like, oh, the bass player is useless. You don't need to hear them. They're always, turned down on the mix, and they're always this and that. No. I'm going to tell you right now, in this world of metal right now, everybody wants to be a singer in a band. Everybody wants to be a fucking guitarist and wank around on the guitar and look at how good my fucking skills are. I'm the best motherfucking guitar player out there. And the singer just wants to be like, yeah, I'm the fucking lead singer of a band. Look at my shit. What we're missing, what we need more of, is bass players, committed bass players who love the low end, who love being the stringed percussion instrument. Yes, I know that's weird, but that's what a bass is, that fills the space between the drums and the guitar. And we need people that love the bass for what it is and don't just think it's a subpar position in a band, especially in metal. We are lacking in metal bassists. Next, we need a lot more drummers. Without a drummer, you don't have a fucking band. What you have is a drum machine and a lack of stage presence. So drummers, or people that are considering doing guitar or vocals, maybe start considering to do drums. Why? Because when people put up ads looking for bands and bandmates and stuff like that, the first thing you need in a band is a drummer. Because if you don't have a drummer or a jam space, you're fucked. You are fucked. And that is one of the main things I've personally been running into, is it is damn hard to find a drummer. It is damn hard to find a motivated, dedicated fucking bass player or a jam space. Because if you're not lucky enough to have a garage or a basement and a separated house from like your neighbors, you're not going to be jamming. You ain't going to jam. Not for free anyways, because then you're going to start needing to rent out, rehearsal halls and rehearsal factories or your friend's fucking garage or your friend's basement. And, if you got to keep your shit at someone else's place, how safe is your shit? So, yeah, I mean, and then you're going to have to start affording jam rooms somehow. Like, and if you don't have a steady full-time job and you're just like a part-timer, or you're on like social assistance, aka what used to be called welfare, or you're on Ontario disability or on some sort of disability plan, you're not going to be able to afford too much when it comes to jamming and renting out rehearsal space. So then what? Now your band's going to have to probably split that room with another band, and all 8 members or all 6 members, how many members each band has, are going to have to split that one room and share that all one room and timeshare and trust everybody with their instruments while they're not there if you don't want to tote them back and forth from your house. Because everybody knows that toting your fucking, 100-watt fucking stack amp from one place to another, if you don't have a vehicle or can't borrow one, is a bitch. A bitch. Okay? Like, I'm going to turn this around and show you something. You see that guitar over there that I have, the BC Rich one with the Enter Euphoria sticker on it? That's in what is called a flight case. That is a really thick, hard shell guitar case. And let me tell you, after 10 minutes of walking with that thing, I want to cut my fucking hands off, okay? Because it gets heavy. And if there's wind and it starts yanking your shit around while you're walking from like jam space to jam space, or from your house to like a buddy's place, like, that's a bitch, okay? Especially if you don't have a vehicle. And if you're like any starting musician, you don't really have that great of a job. You don't really have that, great of a car or that mode of transportation yet. You're still trying to get out of your fucking parents' house, or you're still trying to, you're when you're starting to be a musician, you're normally pretty young. You're normally pretty like lacking in money and transportation and jam space and stuff. So, yeah, these are just a bunch of things you have to consider when doing the whole band thing and trying to be a musician and live that dream. So anyways, once you finally get the band together and all that stuff, and hopefully found a place to jam, and hopefully have all these members, you want to treat it with respect. Because if you've got a full-membered band and a place to jam and people that can possibly afford this place, feel lucky. Because there is a lot of musicians who do not have this luxury. Like myself. And my advice is just get along. You're all there to have fun and create music and try to enjoy it and keep it going as long as you can. Because there's bands breaking up left and right over the dumbest shit. Girls, girlfriends, alcohol and substance abuse, fucking shit going missing in the jam room, money. Like, all these things are really stupid problems to have. I mean, young teenager bands, I could see having more of a problem with this. But when you're an adult, when you're like 20 and older, these should not be problems in an adult full-membered band. Get your shit together. Realize how lucky you are to be all together and be able to jam and have all similar interests in music. Treat each other with respect. Realize every one of you is a musician with the same goal: to play on stage, record some albums, maybe do some tours, sell some merch and shit, meet some new fans, and just, enjoy life a little bit. Because life's a bitch. Okay? Dying is easy. Life is hard. So, why fuck that up? Why fuck up your good time by starting stupid beef for one of those reasons? Like I said, girls, substances, equipment, money. Slight artistic differences. Suck it up. Please. Just suck it up for yourself. I mean, do you or do you not want to do this? Right? Otherwise, why would you have spent the time putting up that ad? Why would you have spent the time answering that ad? Why would you spend the time learning these songs, hours and hours out of your, days and weeks put into learning the stuff? Just try your best to compromise as much as you can with your other bandmates and try to see things from their perspective and realize it's not all about number one. Because if you all have the same mindset as what I just described, you'll be better off. You'll be like, oh, cool. I mean, I could take a sit back from this idea and like hear, Jimmy the bass player's idea, or I can hear Kevin the drummer's, idea. And I don't necessarily need to take the lead on this one. I can sit back and be like, all right, that's cool. I'll get my idea in the next song, man. It's all good. I'm glad to be here. I'm having some beers, or I'm having my nice, vegan health shake or whatever the fuck you're into. And I'm enjoying this music. I'm enjoying be here in this space with my fellow musicians who share this, 80% of the same dream as I have. Like, that's my advice when it comes to once you're in a band, in a space with, things ready, like musically, just don't take each other for granted. Don't step on people's toes. Don't bring your fucking girlfriends all the time to jam. And this is another quick little piece of advice. Don't make a significant other a bandmate. As we all know, when y'all split up, shit is going south. The band is breaking up, all right? Because they might say, oh yeah, we can still be friends when this is done. But do you mind if I bring my new boyfriend, Rick, in? He's cool. He's, he wears a bandana. He's a little bit of wiggery. I know we play like, thrash in here, but can we just bring him in? And you're going to be sitting there like, motherfucker, I knew this was a bad idea. And you're like, God damn it, Jesse, you're right. I shouldn't have had fucking Jenny as our backup vocalist or her as our bass player. Why was I thinking? Just don't shit where you eat. Okay, if you have people in your band who you find attractive, whether if you're a guy that likes guys and you find one of your bandmates attractive and they also you know what I mean, like it doesn't just have to be like men and women. If you are in a band and one of you are into each other, don't do it. I'm telling you, you're gonna fuck that shit up. Just for the most part, no significant others in the band, and try not to bring them around the band too much because they're gonna try and get their little say in there. They're gonna try and drive a wedge in there and create problems where you do not need problems. My advice, don't do it. Secondly, sometimes even family. Sometimes you don't want family members in bands if there's a chance that shit might fuck up. Because once the family member... Because the thing about family members and significant others, pardon me, is that you're normally a little bit more hypersensitive to everything they say and do. Why? Because they're closer to you. What they say matters a little bit more. What they do matters a little bit more to you. So if there's that tension in there because like you're feeling like you gotta walk on eggshells, it's not good. So try, for the love of God, do not have a significant other in the band. Family members, it's like 25% less of a problem, maybe about 50% less, but there's still that slightly hypersensitive thing with your family members because you care more about what they think. Whether you want to admit it or not, family members, if you're close, you care what they think. And if they say something wrong or if your opinions kind of clash a little bit, like artistically, that's going to make it even more so than just some random stranger who's in your band, who's you're slowly becoming friends with and becoming musicians with. Like it's different. You can work with that more than family members and significant others. So that's my advice on how to go about dealing with like being with each other in a band and doing band stuff, and my advice about maybe potentially trying to get more bass players and more drummers out there in the metal world, because everyone and their fucking cousin wants to be a vocalist. Everyone wants to wank around on a guitar. It's obvious. Everyone wants to be the showboat front and center of the fucking band, patting themselves on the back and shit for how amazing they are. But not many people want to be a bass player and kind of fill in the spaces between the guitarist and the drummer. And not many people want to be a drummer, just sit in the background, don't get any of the attention, just keep the beat of the song and just kind of do your own thing. And you know, like it's not as rewarding, I guess, and it's a little thankless. But honestly, there needs to be more bass players and drummers. So if you're considering picking up an instrument, do one of them. Because right now there's a baby boom of fucking guitarists and vocalists. At least in my area. I don't know about your area, but all you need to do is go and check out the online wanted ads for like a couple of pages, and you'll see they're like, guitarist looking for this, singer looking for this, guitarist and singer, I can do fucking both, looking for a band. Like, you'll probably see that. You'll be able to see within a few pages of what's going on in the wanted list. So yeah, that's my second advice column here about being a musician and my musical origins and my experience about things. Hope it helped. Hope I shed some light on what it's like to be a musician and how to get things started. And if there's something else you want me to cover, let me know in the comments section. These are actually fairly enjoyable for me to do, and I think I might be able to help. I like doing that. I like helping fellow musicians. So if there's anything else band-wise you want to hear from me about, or some advice, let's do it up. So stay sick, and thanks for watching, my friends. Cheers.